My name is Emily, and I've just stepped into my 30s. For the past 3 years, I've been married to Luke, a man 5 years older than me. If you asked anyone who knew him, they would tell you he's one of the rare ones. A partner who is steady, devoted, and kind in ways that most people only dream about. And yet, as I try to piece together how everything between us unraveled, I realize this isn't a love story with a happy ending. It's a story of mistakes, mine, and the scars they left behind. Luke was the sort of husband who paid attention to the smallest things. He could recall my coffee order without needing a reminder, would stay awake just to help me finish something I had forgotten, and carried a quiet, dependable love that wrapped itself around me like a shelter. In the beginning, I adored that about him. His honesty, the way he made me feel safe, the comfort of knowing I was cherished. But slowly, without realizing it, I let outside voices seep into my mind. Friends would gush about their husbands. Men who were adventurous, magnetic, impossibly charming. On social media, I saw endless pictures of glamorous couples with picture-perfect lives. And little by little, I began to measure Luke against them, comparing his simplicity to their shine. Doubt grew quietly inside me, feeding on every conversation and every post. I knew I was being unfair, that I was blind to the blessing I had, but I couldn't shake the nagging thought that maybe I didn't deserve the kind of devotion Luke offered so freely. It all came to a breaking point one night after too much wine and too little self-control. Out with friends, I drowned myself in laughter and cocktails until the world blurred. When I stumbled home, Luke was waiting, steady as always, making sure I was safe. But instead of gratitude, a wave of resentment surged up inside me. And before I could stop myself, I looked him in the eyes and spat the cruelest thing I've ever said. "I don't even find you attractive anymore." The words shattered him instantly. The look on his face, shock, pain, disbelief, will never leave me. By the next morning, the haze had lifted, but the damage had already been done. He sat at the edge of our bed, staring at the floor, his voice low and broken when he asked, "Is that really how you feel about me?" I panicked. I tried to take it back, blaming the alcohol, insisting it wasn't the truth. But Luke didn't argue. He didn't raise his voice. He just nodded quietly, stood up, and walked out of the room. That silence cut deeper than any fight ever could. In the days that followed, our home grew unbearably cold. The small acts of love he used to give so freely vanished. The playful texts, the easy laughter, the warmth in his gaze, all gone. He never lashed out at me. Instead, he withdrew, retreating into a place I couldn't reach. I tried desperately to mend what I'd broken. I cooked his favorite dishes, even though I was never good in the kitchen. I slipped little notes into his bag, reminders of when we first fell in love. One night, I reached for him, hoping closeness could heal the wound. But he only gave me a tired look and said gently, "Not tonight, Emily. Maybe another time." Each rejection reminded me that I was the one who had torn us apart. Instead of sitting with the guilt, I ran from it. One Friday night, the silence of our home felt unbearable, so I went out again, convincing myself I just needed fresh air. But deep down I was running, from Luke, from the pain I had caused, from myself. That's when I met him. A stranger with a quick smile and a confidence Luke never carried. He slid onto the barstool beside me and said, "Rough day, huh?" I should have walked away. I should have thought of Luke. But instead, I let the attention soak in, desperate for the fleeting rush of being wanted. And in a moment of weakness, I let him kiss me. The second it happened, I was hit with a wave of disgust and regret. My stomach turned, and I wanted to rewind time. And then I saw it, Luke, sitting in his car across the street, watching. He didn't shout or storm in. He didn't cause a scene. He just rolled up the window and drove away. That image will haunt me forever. The next morning, I clung to a fragile hope that maybe somehow, we could survive this. I found him in the kitchen, his face calm but his eyes hollow. His voice was steady but it cut through me. "Last night, you showed me you don't value me or our marriage." I broke down, begging him, crying that it was a mistake, that it meant nothing. But Luke only shook his head. "I need time to think," he said, and then he packed a bag and walked out. He never came back. 6 months later, he was thriving. I saw him with someone new, a woman whose laughter lit up the room, who looked at him the way I once had. And he looked happy. Truly happy. Meanwhile, I was left with the wreckage I had created. Friends drifted away, unsure of how to stand by me after what I'd done. Even my own mother, when I confessed the truth, could only shake her head and say, "Emily, you had a man most women would pray for, and you let him slip away." She was right. There is no redemption here. No dramatic reconciliation. Just me, living with the weight of regret, a constant ache that grows heavier each day. If there's anything to be learned from my story, it's this. Cherish what you have while you have it. Because once it's gone, no amount of tears or wishing will bring it back. I had everything I ever needed in my hands, and I let it go. And now, all I have left is the emptiness I created myself.